Good morning. Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America, and hello to anyone watching me on replay. My name is Nancy Hetker, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. And I am going to be combining a couple different things today to make a project. If you are joining me, please say hello, like Gladys just did. Good morning, Gladys, to you in Michigan. Actually, good evening to you, right? If you need any more information from me, you can reach me at nancysniftynotes.com. The project that I'm making today will be up on my next blog post under the title of this video at nancysniftynotes.com. Yeah. And hello to Paula. Thanks for joining me today. So today I'm inspired by a card that Patty Bennett posted. And it's using the Everyday Arches and the Arched Wishes stamp set. And these are available as online exclusives. Everyday Arches is bundled with a stamp set named Everyday Arches, and I've done some cards with that. And then they also released this Arched Wishes, another add-on to coordinate specifically with this, although if you don't have it, you can use it independently. That's what I'm trying to say. And I am going to use this along with some of the beautiful Bokeh paper that came out with the Beautiful Butterflies bundle. And this is a great way to use up scraps because it's a 6x6 paper, so we're always left with these strips. So we're going to use up some of those. And yeah, I have to make a pivotal decision right now. I'm going to use this for my background layer. Move these out of the way. Okay. I know what I want to do. I just have to figure out which base I'm using. So I've already gone ahead and cut the second largest arch, and it's going to be on here. So now the question is, am I going to do it on the Calypso Coral or on the Berry Burst? And I'm going to have a variety of balloons, and these are the colors I have to choose from to do them. I'm going to go ahead, I think, with the Calypso Coral. I think in the end, that's just going to, I think there are ways to make the Berry Burst work, but I think it's going to be easier as I do this to work in the Calypso Coral. So that decision is made, and I am going to start with some Calypso Coral ink and this really big curved sentiment, cheers to another year of you. And that's designed to fit right in that arch. So, as is often the case with a larger stamp, I'm going to bring the ink pad to the stamp. I can see pretty easily that I've got it well inked. I'm going to try to turn it this way to get my alignment. And there we go. Oh, no. Bad, bad, bad. Look, got the edge there. It's not out that way enough. We're going to cut another one and try that again. That was bad. I'll use this as scrap. Don't worry, that's not going to waste. But we're going to try that again. So, excuse me while I go cut another arch. This is a set that I wish was photopolymer. This one is photopolymer. I'm not quite sure. I really don't know how to make the decisions on which ones are which. Okay, there's another arch. Let's try this again. I don't usually spend a lot of time cleaning up edges, but because this one went messy, I'll try that. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to try it from this direction this time. Oops, I think I just bumped the camera, sorry. Oh my goodness. Yep, that's better. I got edge there too. But I'm just going to run with it. Now, I suppose another way to do it would be to stamp and then cut it out, which is what I often do with things, but yep, we're going to try it one more time. We're going to try it stamp first, cut second. See if that makes any kind of difference. And I'm doing my inking the other way. Oh, that's a cleaner. Yeah, but see, now there's the problem. Ugh. I love to do these lives because you get to see that it's not all. So the struggle is real for everyone some days. Okay, so that made it in there. Good morning, Jenny. Thanks for joining me today. Okay, so that just made it on there. We'll get this yet. Okay, that's going to be covered up. I really need to clean my cutting plate or just get a new top plate. When I start leaving little bits of something. Okay, there we go. That is finally done. Just the way I want it. Nice evenly stamped on there, no extra ink. That's good. I'm going to set that aside for now. Now we're going to make our cupcake and balloons. And I've got two different ways to do it. Here's the cupcake. So I have to decide whether I want to do all paper piecing or whether I want to do Okay. We're going to do some paper piecing here. And I'm going with a piece of the beautiful bokeh in the Calypso Coral. That's why, kind of why I needed to know which, well, I needed to know for my sentiment too. Okay, so there we go. And I'm going to cut this out. Now, a lot of times when I cut out images, I cut leaving a border. But today, I'm going to stamp another one of these. Because this is how I'm going to paper piece. This is how we usually do it. Remember I said I was going to use this as scrap? No problem. I have both dogs in with me. For some reason, they've been shut out of Glenn's office. And at least one of them is snoring. I don't know if you can hear them when I'm quiet. Good morning, Sarah, and hello, Mom. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this. This is going to be a lot of cutting on this card today. So on this one, I am leaving sorry, I'm concentrating. I am leaving a thin white border around it. There we go. So we finally had our Indian summer, our little period of summery weather has broken, and hopefully that's it, because we've had beautiful autumn weather the last few days, and I love it. I actually slept last night with no AC, no fan running at all. It was a nice change. Okay, so I'm going to put this against here so you can see it. I have cut out the cupcake. Now, look at that. And now I'm back to this one that I've stamped on the DSP, and this one I'm cutting out right on that nice black outline. This is the paper piecing, because we are going to piece the image out of the paper, and that is going to glue right in there. Come here. This one's right at the end. I'm going to have to swap it out, I'm pretty sure. And that glues right in there, like so. I'm going to set that aside for now, and then I'm going to bring this in for a minute. This is the card that I'm going to put this on. It's going to go on there. I'm going to figure out now which color. I'm going to do the frosting. I think it's going to be the yellow. So I'm going to stamp one more time here. And again, some cutting. Right on that black line. If the image you're cutting out doesn't have such a thick line, then cut just on the inside of the line. You want to be sure that you're not having anything outside the line showing, because it'll show up on your base. So there's that bit. I'll get that on here. See, I had just a little bit. Okay, I'm not sure what color I want the candle yet, so I'm going to hold off on that. And I am going to bring in, there we go, there's the balloon. And some of these. We'll see what colors we decide to go with here. These are the papers. Oh, I didn't realize I'd hit the camera so out of whack. Oh, you've warmed up, huh, Mom? Oh, well. We had fun. We took the dogs over to... Definitely going to do one of those, so let's do that. Can't remember, I told you guys last week, the guy who owns the dog walking and training company that we used when we were having issues with Noah just not walking right on the lead, and when we needed a dog walker when I was in the States, he has purchased a doggy daycare. That's what I'm trying to say. Here in our neighborhood. And when he took Noah for walks, occasionally, 1, 2, 3, 4, occasionally Noah would actually go spend some time at the daycare because he had to be there, and did that instead of walking Noah, which was fine with us. But as far as I know, Charlie can't go to the daycare, even though I think both of them would like the interaction with the other dogs. But over the Easter weekend, they opened up some private play sessions. So we took the dogs to that. Gonna see how that goes. We may do one in Calypso Coral too. And they seem to like it. There's, some big play equipment and lots of new toys that weren't their own. And Elliot, who they love, interacted with them a bit. And yeah, it was fun. So I'm double checking with Seeing Eye Dogs to see if Charlie can go to daycare or not. And if not, that's fine. I really like Elliot and his venture to succeed, so I'd love to be able to give him some more business. We'll just see how it goes. But it was fun for us. There's one balloon. And other than that, we had a really quiet Easter weekend. We don't really do anything to celebrate Easter. We just hung out at home. Reorganized our cupboard under the stairs. How's that for exciting? But there was a lot of stuff that we had put in there when we moved in and said, well, we'll see how it goes like this. And some of it just needed some reorganization to reflect how we actually use the space. So that's good to get done. You see where I'm going with these? Okay. Bring things back in here. That's going to go there. These are going to go here. That one is a terrible cutout job, so I'm going to redo that one. Paula, I'm psyched to hear that Phil and Emily are getting married. How fun is that? Fun and stressful, maybe? Trying to get this even here. There we go. And I'm going to come back in and cut out this candle. On the candle, I'm going to go, again, right up on that black line to the edges. And then I'm going to cut off the wick, because I'm going to go with the wick that's on my white bit. These are little itty bitty tiny bits of glue. Come here. There we go. Okay, so that's paper pieced. What do we think? We liking that? Can you even see it? And again. So give me a holler. If I've knocked the camera out of whack or something, I may glance over and see the comments before I actually see the picture, to be honest. I know I can't hear you if you literally holler, but... Do we like that fifth one in there? I think so. So I'm going to bring in my press and seal because I really like how that's looking. And I'm going to do that. Remember, press and seal. It's got the sticky dots on one side, which means I can lift up my arrangement. There we go. I'm gonna get these glued down. Look at that. And then I'm going to bring in dimensionals, and I'm just going to dimensional the heck out of the back of this. In fact, I noticed the other day, I was prepping some things. I've got a bunch of really small bits of foam adhesive sheet. I think it's time to start using some of this up. How's that for quick and easy? And these are the same height as the individual dimensionals. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and mix and match. I think once this is down flat, the other stuff is on there, we're not going to see my bad stamping on the other side. What are we doing here with this camera? Sorry, You knew the press and seal was coming. Yeah, when I'm placing multiple things, if I can get it to work, it's just easy. Yeah, no? I'm not sure how straight any of that is. I have to look through the camera sometimes. Yeah, the 5 balloons is nicer than the 4. And I can do some stuff for the inside too. Oh, I know. I was going to maybe add a little bit of shading with my blends here to some of my paper pieces. Yes, one might want to do this before one sticks it on. Not sure it adds a whole lot, but anyhow, not sure it adds a whole lot. Okay, let's play around with this a little bit. So, for this one, when I trimmed off the bottom of this piece, I kept that little strip so I can add it there if I want. And there's a happy birthday. And there's some confetti. There we go. Just a little something. There is also kind of a banner or bunting image that I thought about putting across the top here, but I'm going to pass today. That's why I brought that out. We're going to pass on that. We'll put this in here. So I'm curious. I know why I make tent fold cards, even when they're vertical like this. Do you prefer to make or receive tent fold or, book fold? The ones that open like this when they're vertical. I've never been sure if people have a preference. I know why I do them this way, but I'm curious. So there is the card. I wonder if we would do something. Not sure what I've got. And I'm not sure I would. These are the new neutral matte dots. Maybe some black. No. I think not. I like that. I like that. Yeah, Sarah likes bookfold. Gladys doesn't care. Yeah, so I've said this before. I do it like this because when I go to take a picture for my blog, it's much easier. I get much better pictures if it's standing up like that than when it's at a weird angle because of the side fold. So, yeah, that's why I do that. But there is the card for today. Again, nice and cheerful, and you can mix and match the color patterns to be whatever you like. I'll probably do another one in a moment here with the berry burst because I really liked it. Yeah, so give it a try. Catalog launch date is coming. If you're in Australia and you don't have a demonstrator, or you'd like for me to be your demonstrator, I would be happy to send you the new catalog. You can send me a note at nancysniftynotes.com or click over to nancysniftynotes.com. In the right-hand column, there is a place to say, send me a catalog, and then it'll take you to a form to fill out, and I'd be happy to send one to you. Yeah, it's approaching fast. Oh, and all markets, Wednesday through Friday this week, there is free shipping on orders. They just announced that yesterday and took us all by surprise. So there you go. Yeah, have at it. There's lots of great stuff on there. There's some great online exclusives. There's lots of last chance. Don't lose your chance to get the last chance items. There's lots of fun stuff on there. And I will be back same time, same place next week with another project. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.